we go. Test. We're back. All right. And let me lower that. Why is this all different? All my settings got like reset. Okay. Let me know if the music's too loud. I don't remember what I had it set at. This might be okay. But hello, stream. I was getting myself warmed up on all the lovely comments in the chat. Lemon Tech, Veda, Zakar, hello. I had a great weekend, and hopefully you all did too. But I don't know what happened. Like, maybe it was some food I ate from traveling out of town for these pre-releases, or maybe it's just like the amount of mental energy it took to play in all those darn things. I'm like feeling a little out of it, and it's like getting embodied even in my hair. Like, my hair is not having a good day today. So I might be like a little disassociative. I don't know what's going on. But I just don't feel like in it right now. So apologies in advance. I really think it's just because of how exciting the weekend was. I expended so much energy and haven't really like reset. But let me tell you about this weekend. This weekend was amazing. We'll show it off. These are the spoils of the weekend. Look at this. 3 cold foil Azuris and a quiver of the Abyssal Depths. Come on, camera. You just focused, camera. There you go. Look at that. It was an insanely good weekend. I won 2 pre-releases back to back. The first one was capped at 16. The other one had, I think, maybe like close to 30 players. We definitely didn't hit cap at that one. And I went Azuri for the first 2, and had very different pools and played her in 2 very different ways. The first time, it was more of like a go wide Azuri. I had a lot of just the go again pressure from like the combo, like ninja assassin hybrid cards and looking for scrap. And that deck just put out a lot of damage really fast, a lot of pressure. Barely really used Azuri's ability. It was just a hot deck. And then I played a kind of like swap Azuri for the second one. And that was really good. That was just like classic Azuri as she was meant to be played. I had like 7 swap targets in red. It was crazy. That deck was nuts. So, yeah, cleaned up both those pre-releases, 4-0, 5-0, and got these 2 Azuris out of it. And then I went to another pre-release on Sunday and was looking kind of for the turkey. Yeah, I had my confidence going. I thought, yeah, maybe we can take down all 3. But my pool was definitely not an Azuri pool. I only had 1 red swap target. So I thought I was going to go Benji because my ninja pool was like pretty mid. My ranger pool was unplayable, 2 red arrows. But the like, I don't know, the ninja pool was weird. It didn't have a lot of go again, but it had a lot of small attacks. So I thought maybe I can just get into this state of like whittling him down with Benji, Kadachi, unblockable, Kadachi, unblockable, and just be annoying. And I wish I went that route, but instead I decided, nah, let's just play like Kadachi Fatigue, run like a 50 card deck, and play Katsu. And that didn't work out so hot. I basically got everyone into a Kadachi lock. The issue being the Seeker's equipment, where you can like prevent one, like pay 1, prevent 1. People who had that equipment were just able to beat like that Kadachi lock state of the game, which was really unfortunate. So I went 2-2 on the last pre-release, but I won the raffle. And so I got a 3rd Azuri, which I felt, I almost just let him have it. I almost said, reroll. I've already got 2 Azuris. But I felt like I had enough good karma coming out the weekend. Every playmat I gave away. Every playmat I just said, raffle it to someone else. I don't need it. So I figured I'd keep the 3rd Azuri, and count that as a win. So all in all, very good weekend. And then I got this in a prize pack as well, which is a card that we're going to be using today. It's in the thumbnail. This here Quiver of Abyssal Depths. So hopefully you all had a great pre-release weekend as well. Feel free to tell me about it in the chat. I'll be checking on it as we play some games today. But yeah, I really loved Outsiders. I was supposed to keep all my prize packs so that my friends and I could draft, but I was too excited. I opened everything, and hey, got the quiver out of it, so not so bad. But that's catching up on the weekend, chat. That's catching up on the weekend. We've got big things this week as well. You can see in the description. There is I actually don't have it scheduled yet on a stream, but there's 2 exciting things coming up out of the norm this week. I'll be partnering up with Fab Unsealed and streaming, or casting rather. It'll be on their channel, but I'll be casting an event for them on Thursday, which is pretty cool. And then Friday, I'm flying out to New York City and casting and streaming a draft party. So I won't be in Chicago this weekend for the Realm Games, unfortunately. But there's still a lot going on. Still a lot going on to celebrate this here release of Outsiders Week. So let's jump into today's gameplay. Here we go. All right. So felt like Sealed was just won by whoever got the best assassin pile, at least with ours. But I still had a lot of fun with Azalea and still did well. Yeah, Assassin definitely was doing a lot better than the ninjas, at least at our pre-releases. Ranger seemed to be doing okay, but that's really more about the pool you open. You can't really just force Ranger if your pool doesn't operate right. So yeah, definitely since Assassin has the bigger pool to pull from with the hybrid cards with Assassin Ranger, Assassin Ninja. For Sealed, you just have a couple more options that just makes it make more sense, I think, to try to just force an Assassin pile. Plus, Spider's Bite's really freaking good in that format. Really freaking good. This is my first Sealed event. How does this Sealed compare to other Sealed? I think people maintained a lot of positive energy about it, which was awesome. Because in the past, a lot of Sealed events have just degraded so quickly into, oh, just play Briar. Like, oh, you know, everything else sucks. You know, oh, just play Fi. Oh, it's whoever won the die roll, you know? And people just, like, minimizing what it takes to play Sealed so quickly and just saying, like, there's only one way to do things was, like, kind of toxic in my past experiences with Sealed, because I didn't really find most of that to be true. It definitely was to a point where, like, it was easier to make a mediocre Briar deck, like the best deck in a pool. But that doesn't mean just, no matter your pool, play Briar. I had tons of success, like playing Oldhim. I won a golden ticket for the calling on Oldhim. I won a pre-release on Oldhim and on Lexi. Like, you know, there were a lot of ways to play those. I didn't like kind of the general consensus devolving so quickly. Uprising, I also always played Dromai if I could, and just accepted that, you know, I'd probably lose to Fi, but I just want to play Dromai, and that's fine. So anyway, attitude seemed to be a lot more positive this go around, because it's not completely solved yet. A lot of people are doing really well with Azuri and Arachne, but I saw plenty of stories about Riptide 4-0ing pre-releases. Saw plenty of stories of, like, you know, Katsu pile just fatiguing out everybody, on and on. So no, I don't think anything's solved. Nothing's solved about this Sealed, but Assassin, just by the numbers, has the largest pool of cards to pull from. So you should probably kind of partition out your cards when you're first deciding Sealed around your Assassin core, because you will have the most options with Assassin because of those hybrid cards. So the way I was doing it, like, look at your Assassin core and then kind of splinter off your generics, those hybrid cards, and just see if, like, that is inherently playable, because it's probably, like, pretty solid. But if you've got questions about it, then, you know, check your arrow count. How's that looking? Oh, a lot of reds, then maybe Riptide's looking good. A lot of buffs, okay, there's Azalea. But I definitely did start looking at Assassin first because it had the largest pool. And if I didn't feel comfortable, I'd branch off from there. But not to say it's solved at all. I just want to play Draft. I think Draft is going to be crazy interesting this set. Very, very excited to Draft. My track record in Limited is somehow pretty decent. So I'm looking to repeat that at this Pro Tour. I mean, Fi Limited really came down to who won the die roll 90% of the time. I actually don't agree with that at all. That was never my experience. Never, ever. I think that was a really easy way to kind of just get really exasperated about the game. Oh, I lost the die roll, like the game's just over. But that wasn't always the case. You're saying 90% of the time. I'd say like 60% of the time. It's definitely more than half. But anyway, move on. Okay, so for today's games, we've got Riptide on the menu again. And mostly because I really wanted to play Riptide over Sealed at some point. But my pools had 2 red arrows max. And I'm not going to just force Riptide without enough good arrows. It's just not possible. So we didn't get to play him. I really, really wanted to. There were a couple of Riptides doing really well at the pre-releases. But I figured let's just run him back on stream. Not only for the fact that I missed out on him, but also because that Riptide video, that random Riptide stream from last Monday, has picked up 11,000 views. Which is ridiculous to me, because first of all, those games sucked. I think we went like 1-3. Those games were awful. It's day 1 Riptide. Actually, let me pull it up, because it's kind of funny. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I honestly thought that stream was like a mess. I just whipped together some like really bad Riptide decks, and we only went like 1-2 or 1-3, I think. I don't even remember. But it was not even like a great stream. I think it's just because no one was putting out Riptide content yet. It absolutely popped off at 11,000 views, which compared to like the Battle Hardens and like freaking calling coverage is comparatively like really high, actually. Like it's higher than a lot of battle hardened coverage, which is just crazy to me. So I think what that really shows is there's a lot of people, you know, that are just aware of Flesh and Blood, that have heard about Outsiders, that started clicking on a video like this because they just want like that, you know, first taste of what is this set? Should I start dipping into Flesh and Blood now? And I'm happy to oblige, baby. So let's do it. Another day of Riptide, because he's pretty darn cool. And actually, chat's probably been blowing by really quickly because of everything I said about Uprising. I loved Uprising, sealed and draft. You cannot take that away from me. That was like some of the most fun I've ever had playing card games was Uprising draft. Sealed, but I loved Uprising draft. I'd force Dromai like every time. Okay, anyway. So we've got 2 decks for Riptide today. 2 decks for Riptide. And the first one is kind of a newer iteration of just the full aggro, basically redline Riptide. And I'm starting to lose faith in this style of deck. It doesn't do anything truly unique that we haven't seen in Flesh and Blood before. It's just always chasing, like, what can we do off 0 pitch? Can we just make every card worth 4 to 3 damage per card and just be above rate and close the game off before we really have to care about the fact that, like, we might be getting fatigued because everything's just so above rate. It's okay. It is okay at executing that game plan and can have some really interesting pop-off turns where you're buffing like Promise of Plenty, it hits, get a new card in Arsenal. Now you're playing like actually a 6-card hand and cheating in like a Death Touch that wasn't supposed to be played off the rip. It can do some cool things, and it plays very similarly to like Cheerio Briar, but it is definitely not as good as Cheerio Briar. So because of that, I don't think this is going to be the right way to play Riptide. I don't feel it. But it is an interesting deck. You can get some trap pressure into close. You kind of reach that tipping point of you put on enough aggression, and then if you start to teeter out, you can try to close through the right traps that you brought into your matchup. But you're not flooding yourself with traps. It's not the main game plan. It's just a way to potentially squeak out that last bit of closing damage. So we can play a couple games with this one, but the one that I've been having more success with, and actually seen other people play similar iterations of this kind of like, yes, aggro oriented, but definitely plays to more of a mid-range feel, Riptide, where you definitely are more redline than anything. You can cheat out a lot of very cheap hands off the fact that you're playing a trap and can load face down, and just get off like some really cool like cheap hands that way, even if you're missing your pitch plays, or just effective 2-card hands of having kind of like a stronger yellow base to return, like the Battering Bolt that you might have loaded, like a CNC just to buy more time, but still throw overall just a lot of very aggressively statted damage, 0 for 4s if you can, the Falcon Wings that you can set in Arsenal, just launch it for go again, and then really work in the Death Dealer card draw to push your damage per turn. This one's been more interesting to play. I like it a lot, and the way I've got the sideboard built is to really focus on the traps that are good in a certain matchup. So you do get a lot of use out of traps, and you get a lot of use out of the reload effect on your opponent's turn, is kind of a lot of how this deck's trying to play. So I think we'll play both of these. Dreadbore is kind of a meme in the sideboard just to beat the other Riptides that are out there right now. But these are more evolved versions of those decks from last week, and hopefully they work out okay. I haven't played these a ton. I've been super busy over the weekend, but we've at least got an 80% win rate right now on this version of the deck. Not like a ton of sample sizes or anything. And then
keep it up. Proud of you.
This is, I think, the public list from last stream that I've just updated. So that's not bad, community. Everyone who took the list from last stream, we've got it at above 50%. Well done. But that's mixed from last stream. So let's jump in with this new list real quick and see what's up. Can we actually do competitive CC these days? Or is Outsiders not out yet? Okay, yeah. So they don't count Outsiders as out yet. That's fair. So we're limited to just normal Classic Constructed. Oh, and actually, let's log in. Here we go. Young heroes are not legal? I understand that. I didn't click a young hero. Okay, hold up a second. It thinks Riptide is young? Am I missing something? Let's recopy this. Classic Constructed, public. Okay, it worked now. Cool. We'll take it. Every stream with you is good, though. Oh, thanks, Hemel. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. It's because Riptide is too cute. He counts as a youngin', even with the belly he's rocking in his adult form. Trench over Tunic, you seemed pretty down on it last time. Well, that's because this is a very trap-focused build. Very trap-focused. So you can't really risk running Tunic and just getting locked in the game state of, oh, my opponent's done attacking me, and I can't clear out a trap. And then you just kind of like draw. That's super boring. And there are some people who do that, and I don't know what the point is. It's not like there's even a time limit on Talishar. So Trench is like, it's a way to really cover up that from happening. Honestly, getting the Trench resource isn't really part of your game plan unless you're ahead. But it's mostly to counter the fact that people will just stop attacking you, which is so boring. Hey. Hello, good luck, opponent. All right, this is going to be an absolute smashing. Not looking forward to this. This deck is not aggressive enough to beat Dromai at all. And there's only 6 poppers. But hey, I'm not here to dodge. Let's give ourselves a loss. Okay. So where's our go again traps? Frailty actually doesn't matter at all, though. That's kind of unfortunate. This won't do anything. This one will do at least a little something. That one's going to help a tiny bit. Tiny bit, tiny bit. I mean, these at least trigger and deal a damage, so we'll put those in. Well, we do probably want to just add one more yellow to even out our pitch strips, so in case they E-strike, why not Boulder Trap? This is going to be an awful game, but I'm here for it. We don't dodge Kanos on this stream. We play into anything. I love that young Riptide looks like he's posing for a photo. Doesn't know how to smile. Yeah, it's framed really well, isn't it? It's got the rack of fish behind him. I really want to know what happened. Do we know what happened to make his arm turn into this, like, robot thing he's got skewered through his stump? Like, what happened there? Is that in the lore? I do not know. I do not know. Honestly, haven't made much time to read lore just across the board, which feels bad. Okay, so CNC will at least apply some pressure. Wow, playing it out doesn't feel great, but it's better than our battering bolt play. So let's clear the Ashwing and move on with our lives. Like I said to intro the stream, although we probably got a lot of new people watching now, I do not feel very well. So probably going to just have a whack-ass stream today. But that's okay. That is allowed, isn't it? Okay. So we can get our CNC off for 9, which always feels so darn juicy. We can actually do like everything we want. We can load the Falcon Wing, shoot it for 3, and then that leaves us floating, 2 floating to be able to premeditate in the CNC, throw it, and whatever we draw off the top of Death Dealer is our turn. Love it. Love to see it. Endless Arrow in Arsenal? Sure. Why not? It might not even be our Arsenal card, depending if this hits, right? Because of the Ponder. I love that Premeditate and Scout can hit CNC. That is so disgusting. So disgusting. Unfortunately, it means CNC probably becomes a staple again in our new hero here, Riptide. But I don't think you can miss out on that interaction. It's too darn good. Too darn good. Look at that. That's like a 0 effort. 9 damage CNC with 2 on-hit effects now. 2. Ponder and Destruction of Arsenal. Feel better? Oh, what's up, Sam? Yeah, I think I just really burned hard this weekend. I mean, I went to 3 pre-releases, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was a lot of travel. And I've just come out at the end of it feeling like pretty wasted. Like, I feel like I need a day of sleep to really recoup. Alright, issue here is that if we put the Endless Arrow in Arsenal, that kind of can just trap our turn. Not like Scout is really good in Arsenal, though. I mean, it's okay if we draw like one other way to freely load, or we can bet on Endless Arrow being our play with Death Dealer. I think we'll leave ourselves a bit more open with Scout here. Not great, though, because we didn't draw another buff card to load in a CNC for another CNC for 9. Unfortunate. It doesn't have to be our play. They might not even Arsenal. But popping these Ashwings doesn't feel good. Very low value on our popper here. Very low value. But I think we might as well do it. Our hand doesn't do much else. Yeah, because we want our turn to be load in the endless arrows, so goodbye, CNC. It was nice knowing you. Otherwise, we miss out on Scout. Sag. I mean, we're about to draw this card anyway. I don't think it changes what we care about, so let's see. Opponent's deck is a Miraging. Okay, well, we're running low on poppers already, so that doesn't feel great. Rock Slide Trap in Arsenal seems decent because that trigger will always happen. So let's go ahead, load this. Oh, it's a pre-med as well. Maybe I could have left myself open for the crazy play of just eat the Ashwings, Endless Arrow out, snaps it, premeditate, reload the CNC, throw CNC. That's probably a little too crazy because it would have been hedging a lot on the draw off Death Dealer. So I'm glad we didn't do that, but it would have been cool. It would have been cool. I think since this really is a race, we're going to play the premeditate out right now. Just get the damage. Get the damage going. This in Arsenal now versus later doesn't actually matter, because it's not going to trigger New Horizon. Yeah, it doesn't matter. 10 damage endless. We'll take it. They don't have a strong board yet. They don't. But it's not like we can do too much to race. We've got a lot of traps in our deck that are just going to slow us down at some point. We don't want to draw that like triple trap hand. It just won't do enough. And we already saw 3 poppers. But we haven't seen any Bolton shots. There's still 2 Falcon Wings. There's all the Ravenous, all the Scars. That might not be too bad. These next couple draws. And sink. Okay. So they didn't take this damage. That's fine. We didn't really care about the Endless Arrow hitting or the Ponder token. It was just damage in this scenario. Bolton shots with no pump. So that's kind of forcing Bullseye Bracers if we want to have a decent turn. I mean, we don't actually care if they pay, so let's just get the damage off with Rock Slide. Get it out. And that was the end of their turn. Why didn't that deal damage? Am I crazy? I played Rock Slide Trap, is what it says here. Passed, combat resolved with no hit, chain link was closed. Alright, I thought the ruling was that these deal damage. Oh, wait, you know what? It's an ally, so maybe this just doesn't trigger. Interesting. Oh, I did not know that. It says target attack. Can you not target the Ashwing? That's interesting. That might be a Talishar bug. I don't know enough to clarify that. But these are supposed to deal damage whether the hero pays or not. Huh. Strange. Yeah, that's bugged. Because it doesn't say target attacking hero, it just says target attack. Yeah, okay. Odd. Odd. Okay, so if we want to throw damage this turn, we're forced to bullseye here. Feels really rough. Yeah, sorry. Trap should have dealt 1. Bugged. Oh well. I don't know if we really do this. I think we should Death Dealer first anyway, because it leaves us open to at least Bullseye Bracers on the other one, because we'll have New Horizons active. So let's at least see what happens there. Very low value Bullseye though. Very low value. I just don't think we're ever going to win this anyway. Okay, well now we could Bullseye in the Battering Bolt. But then that's our turn. I'm not sure I liked this. If we just throw Bolton Shot, Arsenal a Bolton Shot, we keep a Battering Bolt to basically pop their turn and then go into our turn with a Bolton Shot and Arsenal, hope we draw a buff, and make that our big turn. I think we're just going to do that. This feels really low value otherwise. But it is just a bad turn. It is just a bad turn. Arsenal has to be empty. Oh, it says if you have no cards in Arsenal. Okay, that's good. I didn't know that line of text. Well, we had the extra slot because of New Horizons, but yeah, Bullseye wouldn't work. Dang it, Ranger and you clunkiness. Alright, so let's just go ahead, get the Sigil out, be card efficient. Arsenal, Bolton, pass. That is all. That's all she wrote. Very bad turn. Oh. Plague Hive with nothing to really do with it. Alright, so they're slowing down. They're not going to build any dragons. It's just miraging. That is interesting. That is interesting. So we can do... Okay, hold up as I map this out. So we could activate Death Dealer on our turn, pitch the Plague Hive, then trench on top of it, Arsenal Battering Bolt, have 2 floating to shoot Battering Bolt. That, like, kind of works. And then I guess we can also Rabble on that turn as well, and then Blood Rot is just our Arsenal card. I don't know if that's good, but we definitely don't want to just shoot out the Bolton Shot. It doesn't do anything. It won't have Gogan. We didn't draw a pump. So let's just take the 7, because that's the end of their turn. I don't hate it. They snaps it. Okay. That makes sense, actually. They were probably always going to do that. This is fine. We'll eat this damage. We've got at least, hopefully 10 up to 12 damage coming. That's 12 in theory off of like 3 cards-ish. I mean, we're sacking this card for it, and we're setting up Blood Rot. I mean, it's still a good rate. Here comes everything. And now a CNC. Okay, now a CNC. Well, we didn't really want the Bolton Shot, to be fair, but then that means we don't get our Arsenal. I mean, we'll just trench it right now, but then we won't get to reset our Arsenal card here. Oh, that's unfortunate, because we can't even, like, overpitch into Death Dealer, load in the Codex, load with Codex on the Battering Bolt, and then shoot Battering Bolt. We won't have the extra floating. Well, let's trench. And just eat 6. I wonder if that was worth then just giving up the Battering Bolt and making our turn as boring as, like, Ravenous Rabble, Bolton Shot, 8 damage, like, whatever. Pretty weak, but it would have stopped all that aggression. Oh, wait, we're going to get the load off. Oh, yeah, actually, hold up. We're going to get the load off on the Ravenous play. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, there we go. Not paying attention to anything. Love it. Love the gameplay. And it reveals a Pitfall. So we don't get the 10 damage turn. It'll be 9. 9 off 3. On rate. Hit effect. Plague. It's okay. I don't really know about, like, playing Blood Rot right now. It actually, the kind of the cool part of this card is you can, if they don't have an Arsenal, you can force them to have an Arsenal, and then they block less of your damage, which I think is pretty relevant for how we're trying to win this game, since we know we're wildly unfavored, right? Wildly unfavored. So I'd rather keep Codex for when it actually can pull from hand, which is hopefully next turn cycle. Hopefully. And they got a Frailty, which unfortunately doesn't affect allies. What the heck? Why couldn't it just affect Ashwings? Who knows? It actually would affect Spectral Shields if we had Luminaris in format, because they count as weapons, but these do not. They do not become weapons. Very unfortunate. Okay, I mean, we got him down to 15. I think there's a world where we can do this. We still have our snaps up. We can go for our own big plays. Not on a hand like this, though. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Oh, yeah. Now we eat it. Once again, this Frailty won't do jack. They really have to do Riptide like that? I feel like it could affect allies. I feel like that would have been fine. That would have been okay, LSS. Well, pretty much all we're doing then is blocking here. Doesn't matter when we do it, really. Our turn is just Blood Rot in Searing, Shoot Searing. Pretty darn boring. Arsenal Pitfall. Okay. I think I'll just... No reason to show that yet. This could be a snatch. It's not even like we really want to hold this for a snatch. It'd mean we commit Trench. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine, actually. But if it's not some ender that way, then I might as well not waste the block. It's probably a snatch, though, and we're going to regret this deeply. Should we have rabbled a dragon? No, the only dragons out were Ashwings. That's not worth it. That's definitely not worth it. If it was like a Moraga or Dromai, then yeah, definitely. Definitely would have done that. But I'm not going to trade, you know, 3, hopefully 4 damage on an Ashwing. No way. Alright, one more Ashwing swing. Then we see the rest of their turn. I mean, we pretty much eat whatever it is, though. So probably should have held the trap then. Is it another CNC? That'd be lovely. Oh, they cracked the gold. Okay, digging, digging. Sigil? Pass? Wow, we got away. Scot-free. Not bad, not bad. Arseling Pitfall, Waste the Ponder is the only issue here. So then I wonder if... Is it worth it then if we just actually use Death Dealer Pitch Pitfall? Because we're going to be drawing the card off Death Dealer, in that case, the card off Ponder. If we can draw a Pump or a Go again, then, you know, we just play that, Arsenal the other card. Is I don't think we actually need to... We don't need to put the Searing Shot. We can just put the Sigil in Arsenal. I think. We're going to try this.
Wow, Ethan, great moves. Keep it up.
We're going to try this.
Wow, Ethan, great
Hey,
moves.
thank you for those subs, people.
Proud of you.
Well, that wasn't a go again for us to play out here. We might even, just depending on the... Oh, okay, well, we can use this to shuffle in with Quiver, and then just let Ponder be our arsenal, because this is not very effective. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Now shooting Dromai is probably the right call. It's like definitely the right call. It feels awful, though. Oh, the game is over. The game is over. Yeah. Matchup's pretty doomed. Alright, let's get a popper back in. Let's get a free go again. Pieces back in. Seems okay. We get another Blood Rot. Well, we drew potentially the one we shuffled even right back in. Sick. Coming with Scar. Why'd they have to be behind? Who allowed that to happen? Well, we can go for the big moves on our turn. We actually have a turn that can be pretty aggressive, so I don't hate that we killed that we did shoot the Dromai last turn. I don't hate it. But what are these 3 cards going to be? Probably Death and Destruction for our end. So now we're happy we saved the bullseye, because it does enable this kind of push. Take it. We're eating it all. This is all to enable Scar for Scar. It's the plan. And a Dune Breaker. Okay, well, now I kind of am inclined to not give them free damage here. Well, now I really do want to pop this one. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. If it was going to be like another 3-cost dragon, I'd probably just let it fly. So that we can throw this at face. Tough call. We take 5, we go to 10. Take 5, go to 10. They didn't develop any other dragon as of yet, and I don't think they will. I mean, they pitch Asvali, so maybe that is another 0 cost here. Otherwise, why wouldn't they do it the other way? Just develop Asvali. So we're probably staring down 3 dragons plus a potential 4th. We'd be at 10. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 most likely. And that's just with board state plus 1 red activator. We're going to throw 9, 15 with a Blood Rot. We're going to throw 15 plus a Blood Rot. We don't know if they're taking this, but it is likely. I think we have to make the aggressive play, or we just will not win. Yeah. Take it. And it is now a snatch. Okay. It is now a snatch. Well, unfortunately, we don't cover that with our armor. I wouldn't even mind just losing the Blood Rot, because we can still load this way. Tough. I don't think I want to give him that free card here. That's just like too much greed. We're going to give up 5 damage on that block, though. 5 damage. I think it still just has to be what we do. Our turn is Scar, Battering Bolt, Blood Rot. We're going to have to pretend it's good enough. Why didn't I pop the first Ashwing? Didn't want to. This hand actually presented 15. And they had a Blood Rot, and we're going to give them another. So with that hand, full keep, we actually could present lethal, which in this matchup, very important. Very important. And normally with Dromai... Actually, that was a potential read on their end too. Normally in Dromai, you should just go ahead, develop your board, then swing. So the fact that they didn't develop board also meant that, in theory, they didn't have dragons to play. And so we shouldn't have popped anyway. I didn't mark it back then, but that's actually exactly how their turn ended up. So that's a sign of when you shouldn't pop. Is they should pre-commit. They should pre-commit to board. And it didn't look like they would. And they didn't. So yeah. Okay, now let's go Codex. We do this. This is where we can actually force damage through, right? We were talking about using Codex to make them put a card in Arsenal. That way, hopefully more of our damage gets through. We can still pretend that's the case. Falcon Wing. Well, we can't actually bullseye in the Falcon Wing, but this is a good thing to have in Arsenal, actually. A bit inefficient, though. A bit inefficient, because we already have the Ponder stack. Darn. That would have been really nice to throw this turn. Oh well. They're saying no blocks. Okay, they went to 6. They've got a Blood Rot. They seem pretty happy with their turn here. We lost 5 damage from blocking with the Bolton shot, so I do still wonder if that was right then. We lost 5 damage on the block. It probably wasn't right to block the Snatch then. Just let him have it. Yeah, I think that was wrong then. Just in case we want to bullseye in the Falcon Wing for 1 plus damage, if that's relevant, I think we'll Arsenal the Trap instead. Plus, this lets us block with Trap and New Horizon on this turn, if we really have to. Okay, well, once again, we have a really aggressively leaning hand. Will we survive, though? Big question. Big question. I don't think we will. We don't have a popper, so if they develop this turn, like, it is just kind of the end of the story. But if we can survive, I like this hand. We can block with Remorseless and still have, like, a decent play, but, man, if we actually get to keep it... okay, already looking like no. Because we're going to be taking 4... I think we should go ahead and block with New Horizon here in case the rest of their turn is just Ashwings. That could be it. I mean, it could just be, like, Pitch Rake. And because of that case, I want to get the max value on block. If it's a Snatch at this point in the game, we just have to let it be Snatch. We can block with these two and still throw 8 on our turn. Plus, they might take the Blood Rot. Let's just keep going this way. There's 4 damage showing right now. Oh, God. Alright. This is actually not awful. Not awful. We do have to give up, I guess, the Remorseless? But we don't lose. Huh. We don't actually lose. Wait, so actually let me think about this a little bit deeper. Remorseless says when they play a card, right? So it wouldn't trigger on them swinging with Ashwings. It would not trigger. So Remorseless is probably pretty low value, but they still need to play 1 card to kick off their go again. Which could be relevant. They're about to take 2. They'd go down to 3. On our turn, if we can give them another Blood Rot, right? We give them another Blood Rot. No, but then the Remorseless still costs 1. Yes, I don't think we actually get to play the Remorseless. We're just going to make this our play. I think this is actually very fine. I don't hate it. I don't hate this position, and that's interesting. I would have thought it was over. They still have 3 block here. So potential misstep by them. They might have want to block with this a little bit earlier. Because this could be the turn where they're just going to die to Blood Rot. Once again, we're going to force a card out of hand. So what we likely want to do then is give the +1 on Falcon Wing just to make it a breakpoint. And then hope we draw a popper next hand and we can actually win. Oh, craziness, craziness. Craziness. Yep. We're in dire straits. That's what we got to do. Why New Horizon in this deck? It can be relevant. Definitely not in this game because we're trying to full out race. But in the right matchup, you can set up a 6-card hand. Definitely too slow for this game. Definitely too slow. Okay, Sigil. Wait, so they didn't play Sigil? They put a Sigil in Arsenal? Okay. Well, this is going... Oh, wait, oops. Oh, hold up. Oh, sorry. Wait, sorry. That's the wrong card to put. It should be Falcon Wing. Bullseye in Falcon Wing. Yeah, sorry, yeah. This turn. My bad. My B. Wrong order. Okay, yeah, so first we put in the Falcon Wing. And we shoot the Falcon Wing. There we go. That's the right order. We're both at 3. Forgot about that. They block with Azvali. Okay. That's a 1-card starter for them, otherwise. Now they know they're getting a Blood Rot. A little unfortunate. Here we go. We know they have a Sigil. We just really need to hope we draw a popper. Sigil helps them play around Blood Rot, though, which is kind of annoying. And they have a perfect sync as well. So on their turn, they're just going to play out Sigil and try to swing wide. That looks pretty bad for us. Funny enough, they should be at 2 because that trap didn't trigger. That's actually, like, pretty relevant. Because that trap is bugged on Talishar, we're missing a damage here, which is, like, probably pretty darn relevant. Oh, we drew a popper, though. Woo, we drew a popper. That's so good. Oh, that's so good. We're alive. And then we actually can, like... Well, not guarantee die, because we died to the Arcane Barrier, to be fair. Next turn. But our turn can still be Remorseless Snaps into Infecting Shot. The problem is they just swing with Burn Them All. And that's game. Dang. Maybe we shouldn't use Bullseye then. If this was our out, we shouldn't have used Bullseye for one more damage. It forced out their armor piece, but it still lost us the game. Ah. If they live at 1, I'm going to be so upset. How's that fair? Freaking rock slide's bugged. Come on. Come on. Oh, his ability says deal 1 to the attacking hero. Ah, okay. Yeah, so regardless of the trap triggering, that's the issue. Yeah, so this still triggers. It targets the attack, but Riptide doesn't see it. Oh, man. LSS really wanted this matchup to be bad then. There is, like, no coming out of how bad this matchup is. Alright, we at least have snaps. Oh, we have nothing to pitch into. That could have been big. Not really, though. But we could pretend. Yeah. And this is game. They just get to swing. So, in the end, a lot closer than I thought it would be. I thought this would be just very unplayable. And we got pretty close. We did get pretty close. We misplayed like 2 turns as well. 2 pretty big turns. Oh, okay. Well, a sigil does keep us alive. This will trigger. This will trigger. Does that do anything for us? I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it deals damage, right? So it gets them to 2. But they don't have a blood rot right now, right? Oh, dang, that's unfortunate. If somehow we pitched this and it made a blood rot, I think we actually win. Okay. Yeah, it's like a really inefficient block, but I think we do want to put them both on here, right? Does that keep us in the game? We block the 4, then this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This only blocks 3 of that. No. So we can't actually throw them both here. Dang.
Wow, Ethan.
Hey, Charles,
great
welcome to Living
moves.
Legend.
Keep it up. Proud of you.
Yep, and then, I mean, we'll sigil as well. It shows them that we don't die to this, but it is what it is. I can't believe Frailty doesn't affect allies. That's so annoying. Like, come on. You couldn't let us have it. You couldn't let Riptide live this matchup. You just couldn't. We had no way to pay for Plague Hive last turn. That really could have been it. Well, no. Well, yeah, actually, because Plague Hive would have triggered, could have given them a Blood Rot, and then we'd have a different card in hand for us to be able to block this Ashwing, and then we would have thrown both traps onto the Ravenous and make them trigger. Ah. Dang. This is actually pretty close. Actually pretty close. Now this turn does nothing, except we can pretend. Alright, Blood Rot. Alright, we have to draw another Sigil and a Popper. Another Sigil and a Popper, and somehow they can't pay for Blood Rot. The dream is still alive. Alright, nope. It's over. GG's. GG's. Didn't get it. Interesting that it was this close, because we played it like ass too. I'm very convinced. And it was still this close. There might be something here. But then again, this is kind of a weird game for Dromai. They didn't establish a big dragon board at all. Like, they just never did. The only other dragon other than these Ashwings was a Chromai, so that can't be standard out of them. So I think this is just like a weird outlier game. It should have looked way worse. It should have looked way worse. Alright. Still marking it. That was interesting to play, at least. Decent warm-up. Shake off some of the rust, I guess. Alright, this is like so not a young hero. It's annoying. Why does it think it is? I can't click competitive. Let's go back to classic. And now it works. Katsu. Alright, this will be interesting. I'm pretty sure my track record in Katsu is pretty good. Mostly because the traps absolutely eat him alive. Tar Pit is incredible. Frailty is incredible. This one's not super relevant. This one's kind of decent, so we'll add it because we want the extra yellow strip in here. And they do activate enough reactions. You just normally don't get efficient block out of it because they're going to react and just like pump it by 1, and then you pendulum, which doesn't feel amazing, but maybe inertia is a little bit better than pendulum then, because they're going to have enough times where their stuff is naturally pumped, and then inertia is just going to disrupt their ability to play 5-card hands. I think inertia is a little bit better than pendulum then, and we'll play it like that with the perch grapplers for block. Alright, so hopefully we can do the thing now where we actually use New Horizon. Load up an arrow, and set up a 6-card hand. Because there are some very playable, aggressive 6-card hands in this deck. Good luck, have fun. Good luck, have fun as well. Okay, so it never hurts to have Falcon Wing as one of our cards in Arsenal. It lets our turn be live. Only issue then becomes Death Dealer couldn't load a new card, right? So on this kind of 6-card hand, I think we want Falcon Wing face up. We can put... Nah, Spike Fin Arsenal doesn't make sense. Okay. Let's just load in the Remorseless face up. Put the Falcon Wing face down, because our turn might just be like Falcon Wing into throw CNC. And just leave Remorseless face up so we get a new arsenal. Not really sure. Although we did get Rock Slide, which is interesting. But then we can't put Falcon Wing in arsenal unless we draw something playable from hand to load it. I'm willing to take that risk, I think. Rock Slide's kind of annoying. It's not really a great trap. It's just something that always triggers. So you use it in the deck as a blue pitch. And then in second cycle, if the game's really tight, it just guarantee deals a damage. It's really not for much more than that. So I'm going to give up on actually trying to trigger it here. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, it's not actively a good trap, really. I mean, some decks play very tight on their resource curve. And so you can get away with playing out one of these and just always having the trigger go off. Katsu's not exactly like that, because they can just give up on a Kadachi swing. Because in this matchup, if he knows that they probably don't just lead Kadachi ever. Well, now our only blocking card is the CNC, which feels a little weird. This does feel awkward, though. Maybe the Rock Slide should have gone in just because it was more block options. I'm probably going to regret this. Most likely. But we live and we learn. Live and we learn. Alright, now they lead Kadachis. Okay, so their turn's probably nothing too crazy then. We didn't want to let him filter. Katsu loves the filter. So we'll just eat whatever this is. And now E-Strike. Oh, so they chose buff power. Trying to get that card draw off, eh? I mean, it's going to happen. I'm not going to block 7. I'm not going to block 7. Okay, well, our turn's not awful. I mean, we can pre-med Scar for Scar, Falcon into Remorseless. It's a weird use of our Rock Trap, but it's fine. The Ruler. Oh, hey, GG's last game. Yeah, I'm surprised that game was so tight. I thought Dromai was going to absolutely stomp. It was cool. It was cool to play. I liked seeing that play out. Never feel nicer to find out Mansant is live when you woke up due to midnight insomnia. Oh, hey, Dihimono. Where are you based out of, actually? That must be... If it's like nighttime, what is that, like Eastern Europe or something? Maybe? Maybe somewhere in APAC? I don't think we want to show the premeditate yet. Or does it say the next time an attack action card? Oh, it does say next time attack action card hits. Well, either way, we want the buff, I think, on the Remorseless. But then that's leaving really just the Remorseless to give us the Ponder token. They know it's coming too, so they might save their block for the Remorseless specifically. So screw it, let's just play it out now then. Make sure we get the Ponder off. Make sure we get the Ponder off. We'll be going 3 wide. It's not crazy amounts of damage though. Very unfortunate. Just 12, but we're effectively replacing one of the cards used, so it's like 3 card 12. Not bad. From Taiwan. Oh, even better. Love Taiwan. I just saw a video with Saint Hung in it, and he was wearing a shirt that said like it was a kind of image of like China and Taiwan, and it said Taiwan and then West Taiwan over China. So, all right, Saint. Probably just made some enemies there, my friend. Not me. I love it. All right. Yeah, so this is like the odd part. We could have put the entirety of our premeditate buff just on on this Remorseless, but they knew the Remorseless was coming anyway, so I think they always would hold their blocks for it. So they'd give us an extra card to block it out, but then deny our Ponder is probably what would have happened. So I think we're fine, because we'll just get our new arsenal here, and they still use equipment on Remorseless. And it's only one of our multiple hit effect arrows, so let's see what we get. Ah, that is one of the weaker arsenal cards. We only run 2 endless arrows, and we got it in arsenal here. Yeah, I mean, it's at least a 2-card 8. 2-card 8. Set up Blood Rod, I guess. They start with a Descendant. Okay. I'm always so scared of letting Katsu get hits through now, because they'll just always snap that Bonds of Ancestry and just pop off. I mean, right now though, their graveyard isn't that full, so it's not like it'd be too effective. They would just... Can they even target Be Like Water, or is it just combo? I think it's just combo. So Bonds doesn't actually do anything right now. I'm pretty sure. Their Kanachis aren't live this turn though, so if I Buzzsaw right now, then that does basically protect us from Mask. I don't think I need to. I'll let it hit. Because what comes after this? Isn't it just Bonds? And Bonds won't do anything. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I don't know all the Katsu lines well enough yet, but I'm pretty sure it's Bonds after the... Oh, but they can discard a 0-cost combo. Okay, now that actually is a big deal. They can discard a 0-cost combo. Alright, punish. That was a real punish. I should have just blocked it. Yep. Great play by opponent. That is just me not knowing the interaction there. Great play. Well, letting this one hit doesn't do anything. But I don't want to... I guess it doesn't really matter if I give them a card draw if their next attack is just Fluster, because their turn is likely over. This doesn't have Go again. Yeah, so the mass trigger now doesn't matter. I can just Buzzsaw. And this was never live anyway. All these were just base numbers. Weird. Oh, aha! Now it triggers, but I don't think it really matters. It still goes 1 over. But it feels good. Feels good to know it triggers. We take 1 damage. I mean, that's a good enough value. They're going to get the card draw off, but at least we deny good damage here. There comes Mask. Morning. Looking forward to some trap action. We had a Dromai game 1. It was pretty interesting. Went off on a tangent about how the crew traps don't trigger against Dromai because of a bug. Turns out that is just factual. They can target the Ashwing attacks, but Riptide just won't deal a damage. So that was fun to learn. That was definitely, not something I knew. And they draw another 0 for 4. All right, well done, opponent. Well done, opponent. Good stuff there. Ah, well, it is just a lot of damage, but there's no reason to sack these cards to block. I mean, it's 2 damage now, or 2 damage to our opponent. I guess it is kind of a weird card to use actively. It's not unlocking much for our turn. It's just giving them the Blood Rot. And they have a lot of blues. They could clunk up and just pay for it. So I don't think we really need to play the Blood Rot. So if that's our analysis of it, then I should have definitely just thrown it here. Should have definitely thrown it here. To play around Razor specifically. That's super true. Super true. Oh well. Like I said, I'm not feeling it today. I'm like very burned out after this weekend. And that's a prime example. No reason to do it that way. Absolutely no reason. But let's see how close we can make these games, even with being half checked out. And you know how you can tell? I've like barely been reading chat. That is a huge problem. I love reading chat. And chat's flying right now. So apologies on that front. You know, part of it is that I got home after a really long day of pre-release yesterday, and I always get like kind of headachy after a long day anyway, because my glasses have such a strong prescription. Like, I'm so blind that I love to just like take off my glasses, just like lay down in bed, like, read or something, play Marvel Snap, whatever it is. And in the freaking bathroom, I was bent over, like, tossing my hair or whatever, and freaking woman Sant bumps into me and smacks my glasses. The little like nub here digs into my eye and completely bends my glasses. Like, it wasn't even that hard to smack. But look at this. Look, you see how messed up that is? Like, it's supposed to be, at a 90-degree angle, basically, right here. And look at this. It's completely bent out. And I couldn't fix it. The frame is too tough. So that sucked. And now my vision's even, like, more off. It's just, like, by a little bit, A little bit. Ah. First world problems. I went to 3 pre-releases, Hazel. And I won 2 of them, 4-0 and 5-0 on Azuri, and then went 2-2 on Katsu at another one. Well, this is not great value. I would have liked to use it when they lead out of Arsenal, but I don't know how likely that ever is to happen. So I think we can just play it here, and it'll feel fine. The Endless Arrow in Arsenal becomes a problem yet again, though. Because we'd love to just load in Bolt and Shot, but we can't do it. Unless we trench it away, that way we can just pay for the Bolt and Shot in, and pre-med will still buff it. Maybe that's fine. I think we'll go ahead collapsing. There's no reason to try to hold it. Way too greedy. Opponent's hand does look bad. This is true. But if we take it down to 1 card, it's not like it can get much better. If we don't block with the trap, our turn is just Ravenous, Pre-Med, Endless Arrow, hold trap. That's not awful. That is not awful either. But if we let this hit, they can definitely fix a 2-card hand this way and go get Whelming, and then the Whelming is threatening the card draw, and we don't love blocking the Whelming. It would be Bolt and Shot plus Trench, but then they can go over it with Scalers. So I think we do just do it now. We just don't have... Oh, I guess we have Perch, actually. We have Perch. Oh, so this is wrong. I forgot we had Perch instead of Snapdragons. So we could have always played around them getting the Whelming here. It would have just been Bolt and Shot, block Perch. Yeah, that was definitely better. We got rid of a red Bonds and a blue Whelming. Okay. They're going to throw this anyway? They're not. Okay, Descendant Gust Wave. Well, that definitely did help them, didn't it? They just got 5 damage. Well, we throw the Bolt and Shot in. It doesn't fit this hand because of freaking Endless Arrow. We do need to find a spot to... oh, actually, no, because we talked about actually sinking it just to get Endless Arrow out of here. It doesn't really help us. Into Death Dealer in the Bolt and Shot. Draw a new card. Or we save 3 life. I think because we're going to get the Ponder token off Premeditate, let's go ahead and block with Bolton, because that'll give us the option to arsenal something else instead of the Endless Arrow. Pretty naturally. Yep, that seems fine. That seems okay. Bagel. Block, Bolt, and Trap here, Prob. Maybe. Alright. We can now Premed, Rabble, Endless Arrow. They're not going to block it. And we'll know what we draw off the Ponder, because the Ravenous will reveal here. It is a yellow Tar Pit Trap. That's allowed. I'll take arsenaling a trap over the Endless Arrow. Honestly, I'd rather just block with this card in this matchup. And with 7 coming in, they're not going to sack a Tunic on this. There's no way. They should know how useless this is for us. I would hope. I guess it's not completely useless. There's a world where we can just get into the rhythm of, like, you know, block 4, Endless Arrow, Arsenal, block 4, Endless Arrow, Arsenal, and it's just like a quasi-weapon. But the deck's not really built to play that way. There's so many 2 blocks that I don't think we want to fall into that pattern. It's not an awful idea, though, but definitely not how the deck's supposed to be built. Oh. Okay, well, they did give us Tunic. That's really interesting, because they... Okay, I mean, we don't get the Ponder. So now we're fresh out of any kind of arsenal. Maybe that's value for them. I don't know, I don't think so, though. Okay. Well, we definitely want to throw the CNC. I wonder if we want to... Oh, we don't have snaps again. Dang, we don't have snaps. I keep thinking we do. So we could try to make this the turn where we punish them for trying to block like a Searing Shot into CNC. We can't actually do that. So I think let's just Arsenal Tar Pit Trap. Throw CNC. Honestly, don't hate our position. Although that's annoying. Look at that. Getting right around CNC. You dog. Very smart. Yeah, it's an instant. That's really cool. Man, I knew this card existed. I haven't seen it played yet. Put a Surging card from combo from your graveyard on top or bottom of your deck. That is a beautiful arsenal target. So many C and C counters these days, it seems. Yeah, I mean, that's almost better for the game, I would say. If C and C didn't have ways to counter it, then it'd probably be an undisputed staple forever. I don't think we're really at the point where CNC isn't as good a card as it can always be. You know, it definitely, even with ways around it, it can line up and just be the perfect card every time you play it. It can. So because of that, I think you still slot it in as like your primary 6 every time. But there's a lot of options now where you can start to think, okay, well, if they can play around Arsenal Destruction, maybe an effect like Amnesia is just more statically relevant because it doesn't care about being able to play around Instance or Crown of Providence or whatever it is. I don't think we're quite there, but we at least have options now. Where if you feel like people are playing around CNC enough, especially in your local area or something, you just don't have to play it. Go some other route, and it shouldn't feel terrible. Alright, Plague Hive. We don't really have anything to pitch Plague Hive into, though. We can't load the battering bolts. Actually, yes we can. Yes we can. We can go Tar Pit Trap, Inertia, load battering bolt, and then our turn just shoot battering bolt, Arsenal, Rock Slide. Alright, I think that'll be it. That'll probably be it. There was this discussion, I don't remember where it was, maybe it was on like the Discord or something, like the big Flesh and Blood Discord, about running Snag to counter CNC, or CNC Pummel specifically, and I just thought that was the funniest thing. I've not thought about Snag in the longest time. That is a card long forgotten from the days of Chain. I thought about Snag when Oldhim, like aggro Oldhim, was like running Rouse, Bravo's running Rouse, as a counter to that, where you could basically block 7 with a single card. You could snag a Rouse the Ancients and make it come in for 0. I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought that was pretty darn cool. This is probably worth it right now, because they obviously want to get this hit effect through, so even though it becomes a super inefficient block, that can maybe just kill their turn. It also turns off the Kodachis. I think it's worth it. And then we load the battering bolt. The dangerous part about this, though, is we're basically out of blocks on this turn. So I hope we don't get punished. I hope we do not get punished. Oh, wait, not Frailty, Inertia. Ah. Yes, it is in the name, Inertia Trap. I don't know about this. This is probably a turn where we have to block with Perch and Trench just to deny... Well, actually, Mask won't matter either because of Inertia. Oh, okay, okay. Interesting. Interesting. We still eat whatever damage this is. Hopefully not a lot. Could load the trap, use Bracers next turn. Oh my god, I love that so much better. I love that so much better. Okay, hold up. Can I undo? Wait, sorry. Wrong reload. I love that so much better. We're fixing it. We're fixing it, chat. I can't type. Yes, we do Inertia. Alright, what if they just pass? There's no way they just pass, right? Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, though. Using Bullseye here makes a lot of sense. We're kind of running out of large hands we likely get to keep. So if we can hopefully turn with a 7 attack battering bolt with whatever Plague Hive gives.
Great moves.
That's a pretty good pivot, especially since it leaves us open to blocking with New Horizons pretty freely. Then again, keeping Trap as of the end of our next turn also lets us play it out and then block New Horizons. It's kind of the same, kind of the same. So this doesn't have Go again. Interesting. Well, we're still going to Rock Slide it, because we can't just leave this in Arsenal. Strange turns here. Very strange turns. Yeah, I think the block just kind of prevented everything they were looking to do, which feels good. We definitely threw on misblocking that first Bonds play. Just gave him free damage for no reason. That Fluster Flisk was beautiful. Beautiful play from them. I'm not trying to let him do it again. Not trying to let him do it again. Alright, they paid. Yeah, so it looks like their turn was just really weak, because look at this. Look at that. Oh, whoa, what an amazing turn. What an amazing turn. I think we found our way back in. What did we give him? I'll take anything. Blood Rot. Yes. Trench into Death Dealer. Don't waste Bullseye. Well, that would have been if we kept the trap. Should we have kept the trap for that? I don't know. I do kind of like throwing this in at a breakpoint right now as well. They've got enough reactions still in the deck. They've probably got like 1 to 2 more Razors, 1 more Ancestral, probably Flickflax as well. Although they would just play the Flickflax to this. So that's less relevant. Hopefully still awkward. And it was damaged through. I mean, this turn just ended up working out really well. We get the Blood Rod off. But I do see your play there in just trench away the trap. Go ahead, load Death Dealer, and then we get a new card in Arsenal as well. Yeah. Yeah, that was better, because we'd get the Arsenal. So that difference alone was definitely the right play. But they're in kill range just from our traps, and we definitely have enough to win. So I think we're fine. Like, we are just fine. What it was revealed here. So they have Dishonor, Lord of Wind, Be Like Water, and Surging Strike. Okay, so they've definitely got the discard targets. They've got Dishonor and Be Like Water to discard off the Surging. So we don't want to let that hit. Because if we let this hit, that's obviously pretty bad for us. If this doesn't, then their turn is kind of weak. Their turn is just Be Like Water into, like, Kadachi Dishonor. That's pretty much it. They might use Dishonor for Blood Rot instead, which would make more sense in this position, I think. Yeah. So we want to keep Scout and Bolt and Shot. So we're pretty safe to just block with Blood Rot and Frailty right now. Not bad. Triggers, deals the damage. I mean, we'll keep these in hand. We have the same play going, whether we do or not. Yeah, no reason to block 6, right? Because they can't Breaking Scales it. Breaking Scales only works on combo. So now, if this hits, it shouldn't matter, because what is Dishonor looking for? Dishonor's looking for names that are not on here, right? This can only name the starters. Yeah, so we can let this hit. That's fine. They can discard the Dishonor for like a 1-cost something juicy. But it wouldn't be anything more than raw damage. Surprised how fast this game turned. I thought we were like way behind at one point. Way behind. So they get a Whelming. Oh, this is actually a really good play from them. So we can toss our entire equipment suite and just like make it end. Or I don't know, we can let it through because it's not actually threatening Mask. We can let it through, they draw. That draw can't actually go to Kadachi's, but it could go to Blood Rot, it could go to Arsenal. So I think we do just sack all our equipment into this because we know that we're going to win through traps anyway, so let's just like not give them the opening. Yeah, let's just not. I mean, they go to 1 here. Like, it is just over. Alright, interesting. Wow, okay, we did it. Good game. Let's see. What you got, opponent? You got a yellow Bonds. Oh, that sucker blocks 3. 7. Breakpoint, but they have Mask up, so as long as they can toss a couple 3 blocks there, they're fine. They've got 3 block, the 2 block, 2 block, all good. That's their last Ancestral, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. They throw a CNC, which we can't react to. At least they're still attacking me, though. That bodes well. I hate it when people just stop attacking. Alright, so our turn can just be pretty much Scout into Scar. We'll just save the life here. We can't really do go again, anything. Yes, Katsu trigger. We'll just keep throwing breakpoints. Target opponent. What you got? Lord of Wind? Alright, here's the scary part, though, is if we Arsenal trap, we could get a little stuck. So I don't think there's any reason to. It'll work from hand as well as it does from Arsenal. So if they attack into us and it has go again, they just die anyway. So let's just, like, not... Let's just not Arsenal. We don't have Trench anymore. At some point, they're going to have to attack. But this is kind of the problem. If you can't close with Riptide, we will. But if you can't close with Riptide, your opponent can just stop attacking. And it's very annoying. It's very annoying. We've only seen one rabble, so I do want to get the Death Dealer draw off here. And we can scout and even see what our draw would be. So no reason to load. Target yourself. It is a battering bolt. I mean, that doesn't do anything on this hand. Is an issue. That defense go again. Come on, opponent. You gotta attack me. I mean, they die. They do just die. I mean, do we want to just go ahead and quiver? I don't really care about having either of these in arsenal. If we quiver, we're really just looking for go-agains, which is the Falcon Wing right there, the Bolton Shot. Sure. Although, shoot, they actually had a card, so they were probably going to attack me, so I should have just kept a trap. Oh well, that's fine. And then let's go for just the most damage if we're trying to actually mill them, which could be something. Oh, okay, it's a CNC again. Alright, so we couldn't play a trap to that anyway. This is their second CNC, so in theory, if they're trying to just win off CNC attacks alone, that is technically possible. It's not real because we can just block around it. But here we go. So our turn is going to be Premeditate, load Falcon Wing, shoot Falcon Wing, Death Dealer in Infecting Shot, shoot Infecting Shot. So that's likely enough to do it. This is going to be 6, this is 5, that's 11. They have no equipment block yet left. That's probably enough to kill them. Yeah, so they'd have to draw 3 blocks to live that, which is not super likely. Oh shoot, actually let me, in terms of like making breakpoints, does it matter if we actually load Falcon Wing first? Need to pre-med the infecting? Premeditate is only a buff here. So let's stack it. It doesn't change the breakpoints. This just goes from 3 to 6, clean breakpoint. This just goes from 5 to 8. It's all the same. It is all the same, but let's go ahead and get more info on what our turn is. Inertia trap. I guess it didn't matter what we drew because we're always pitching it to infecting. It could have been the Fabled, which would have been unique. That would have changed things, I guess. Well, not changed, impacted things though. Come on, opponent. Come on, opponent. Is it GG finally? GG's. They said rematch. I'm down for rematch, sure. Yeah, I'll say yes. Why not? I'm eager to not misplay this game. Just normal rematch? Oh, okay. So they want to sideboard differently. Okay, there we go. Perch was fine. We need to be way smarter. Like, that trench play was definitely just better than what we chose to do. Inertias were fine. What did we end up going? Tar Pit, Trap, and Frailty, right? We chose those. I wonder if Blood Rot even has a place instead of Inertia. Inertia, when it came up, was a big deal, though. It was a big deal when Inertia triggered. I'm gonna try 1 Blood Rot, 2 Inertia. Not like it makes a real difference at all, but I'm here for it. Okay. Okay, well, I don't hate this turn. We're not super likely to sneak damage through, but we can try. Having the Blood Rot here isn't bad. Our turn is just Codex, load in Falcon Wing, shoot Falcon Wing, Death Dealer in Searing Shot, shoot Searing Shot. Whatever we draw off Death Dealer, we arsenal. That seems fine. But then I guess we'd actually want a Death Dealer first, just in case it changes anything. Because if we load the Falcon Wing, it's all the same. Yeah, sure. Ooh, Infecting Shot. Okay, that's actually better than the Searing. Alright, so we are glad we did it that way. Inertia helps into combo cards with the on-hits because it turns off breakpoints. Well, Inertia doesn't turn off breakpoints. Inertia gives them the Inertia token, which is going to take away their ability to set up Arsenal. At the end of the day, it's just a 3-block defense reaction, which is the same as the Blood Rot one. And they have very similar play, honestly, because if the attack is higher, it's likely because they played a reaction onto it. And since that game almost stalled out with them at 1, I want to try 1 Blood Rot, just to see if we can sneak in 2 extra damage. Alright, so we'll have options on the Ponder, because this isn't the strongest Arsenal card here. We're giving up the New Horizons type of play. But if we can even land... Okay, no, they had another 3-block. Dang. That would have been cool if we could just set up double Blood Rot. Alright, let's see. What did we draw? Endless Arrow? Okay. They're about to launch into us with a 5... Oh, wait. They actually have a 5-card hand off that. Oh, Codex was not worth it. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, Codex was trash. Oh, well. Well, because they now have a 5-card hand with Blood Rot, which was not worth it, we probably should put Endless Arrow in, because our turn is likely full block into just return Endless. Which is no longer a play because of Plague Hive. Okay, okay. We're off to a rocky start already. Rocky start already. Misplays galore. Plague Hive, Plague Hive, Plague Hive. Oh, how you don't fit this hand. 100 wins. I didn't see this last game. I wonder if they, like, just sided in... No, they didn't side in more cards. Maybe we just didn't see it. Plague Hive. Yeah, Endless Arrow or Searing Shot would have just felt bad drawing into the Plague Hive, though. So we don't have anything to pay for. If this was anything else in Arsenal, like literally just the Codex, just don't play the Codex, right? And it's just Codex, that's fine. Totally through. Totally through. Lovely. Well, I have a feeling we'll have to... I don't know. Maybe I should have blocked that. We only have 6 block in the hand, though. And I want to be considerate of the Mask Momentum this turn. Because we're already facing a 5-card hand for no freaking reason. So... let's not let it be a 6-card hand for no reason. Now it's a Whelming. Well, at least we know they have the Whelming, so if they swing in with the Surging, we'll be a bit the wiser for it. This we can take. Alright. There's the Surging. The way they're spacing this out is very annoying. Very annoying. Because we know the Whelming is also coming. If we really want to block the Whelming, we want to block 5 on the Whelming, which is basically this card and Perch. We also don't want to give him Mask, though, which is like this card plus Trench. Oh, this is awful. This is awful. I don't think Trench did literally anything last game, other than the one turn we misplayed with it. So, we can give it up. Why not? I'm not trying to give him Mask and Whelming draw. That seems like an instant loss. This also feels really bad, but we're going to do it. We have no trap to play around Ancestral. There it is. Oh yeah. Cool. Well, this game is literally our fault on turn 0. Chalk this one up to being a little too tired. Alright. Now we have to do this. And once again, can't play around any reaction. And here it comes. Nope. Okay, okay. They also might have it naturally. Oh, baby. Are they about to dishonor us? Can they do that from... What is dishonor looking for again? Surging Strike, Descendant, Bonds. Alright, so they don't have Descendant. So we wouldn't lose hero text. But it's still gonna be a lot of damage. Oh yeah, opponent. You do that. You do that. Whew! Well, how bad did that feel? And they also paid for Blood Rot. Alright, good turn, opponent. Good turn. You did it. We only have one play, which is Pitch Plague Hive. Let's see what it gives us. Frailty is honestly not bad. We couldn't... I mean, this actually was the type of scenario where if we could just block 12 and throw Endless, that was fine. That was what we were kind of expecting out of that hand. Not the reality at all. Obviously made worse by the fact we gave him a free 5-card hand. Although at the end of the day, it kind of traded equally. Like, they only used 4 cards. The last card that they had, they just paid for the Blood Rot anyway. So, kind of evened out. But our hand just didn't let us block the right way on his reacts, so... Unfortunate. Oh, yeah. We can play around CNC. Look at this. Incredible. Well. That's our turn. Basically, do nothing. They play CNC. Damage is equal. That is that. That's all she wrote. They can Katsu trigger on it, though. Endless is so not the card we really needed here. Just not. Not a real hit effect. And there's only 2 in the deck, and we drew them back to back. Okay. Well, Collapsing is the card that we want to try to keep in Arsenal, so let's see what we can do. Maybe buy ourselves back into the game with a good Collapsing, if they lead out of Arsenal. That's the dream, right? That's the dream. That's the dream. Okay, actually, this is pretty big. This is pretty big. We get to CNC, and we get to set up a 5-card hand. Or a 6-card hand. Not like it's anything too crazy. It's actually really not ideal at all. All this is letting us do is once again have like a really heavy block turn into return Endless. I don't hate it. At the end of the day, it's 3 extra life for no reason. That's cool. Because we just get an extra defense rect in Arsenal here. Yeah, pretty relevant draw. Thank you, Death Dealer. You did it. Bailed us a tiny bit. That's 2 Ancestrals gone now. Worth. Although Collapsing is definitely not going to be ideal in this hand, so we'll look to just block. Yep. And those crew traps are also really clunky, huh? Pretty clunky. Yeah, our turn is pretty weak once again. Just block 6. We can't even block the full 7. Throw Endless Arrow. Get to cycle with Death Dealer. Not the game we're trying to play. Yeah, let's filter out the Rock Slide, I guess. We don't need it. In theory, we play this. We could trap something else in, play Pitfall. I really doubt that happens because if we play Collapsing, it's good enough. So then maybe we do want to keep the blue because it pays for like the Death Dealer Battering Bolt type of play. Yeah, so let's get rid of this. I guess we could also just use the quiver right now. It would be Remorseless, Infecting Shot, Falcon Wing. That's not awful. But I don't mind just holding it to try to get to the point where maybe if we are ahead, this is like, I mean, this is dreaming, but maybe we get to the point where we're ahead and we need the Endless Arrow back as basically a weapon. That is very wishful thinking, though. I doubt we're really going to get there in how poorly this game's looking. So, yeah, let's just shuffle in. Let's just shuffle in. They really respect the Endless Arrow hits. I don't know why. Yeah, because Endless Arrow hitting doesn't really matter for them. Like, our arsenal's already stuck. Okay, they block one, so they're trying to have a pop-off turn. We appreciate the collapsing then. So what we can do then is actually just pitch in the Endless Arrow, and that kind of gets around it. Because we want one, but we don't want it right now. So let's get the Falcon Wing back, the Infecting Shot, and the Remorseless. Seems good. Ayo, what's up, lazy dog? They're 4-0. Yeah, they are. That's the reality, isn't it? Very different game from last one. Very different game. I'm not counting ourselves out. The traps actually do mess with Katsu quite a bit. We just need to actually land damage, which we've not had opportunities to do yet. It could come up. I really hope they lead out of Arsenal here. Collapsing feels so good. So good when they do that. Like, if we're going to buy ourselves back in, it's off a play like that. Just do it. Come on, opponent. Just do it. You Arsenal a Surging Strike. I know you did. Play it out. No one plays around Collapsing yet. Right? Who cares about Riptide? He's awful. Don't think about his lines. Just play the Surging. Well, we could put ourselves in the position of just block out everything and wait until they play out of Arsenal for a heavy collapsing play. They might not ever do it, though. But, like, I don't hate just Frailty, and we can probably last through the rest of this turn. But then we can't return anything. Whereas if we collapsing, we probably do get room to at least, like, Death Dealer in the Remorseless. We probably at least get room to do that. I'll collapsing now, then. I can't do nothing. We took a Razor Reflex, a 100 Winds, and an E-Strike. Honestly, not the best hand out of them. Not the best hand out of them. Taking a Razor feels pretty good. Taking another red 100 feels okay, because that's just a 0 for 3 at the end of the day. Sure. Sure, it was decent value. Especially if they get to that point where they just stop attacking. Can E-Strike, if they just at some point only played Command & Conquers and E-Strike draw card, then my traps wouldn't trigger on either of those. So that's something they tried to do last game, so I guess that's kind of cool. That we can at least play around that. Very fringe scenario. Okay, if their next card's a Whelming, which is unlikely. Well, I don't know, is it unlikely? They pitched a red here and Tunic. This could still be a Whelming. It could be the Descendant as well, just for damage, pure damage. Nope. Alright, red Whelming, red Whelming, red Whelming. They likely run, we at least saw the blues, I don't think they run the yellows. So it's probably Descendant, just for free damage. But in case it's not, and this is just their turn end, I want to at least block with the Falcon Wing, I guess? Maybe we just do both. Falcon Wing plus Frailty. It will trigger Frailty, because we're going to be drawing a card off Death Dealer. Yeah, I think let's just do that. We're just gonna do both. It feels pretty bad. But our turn is just Death Dealer, shoot Remorseless. This at least buys us 1 extra life, whatever that is. It was the yellow whelming that we didn't see last game. Yes, opponent, I see you. Okay, well, we'll just block that in Arsenal Tar Pit, and that's our turn. Some flexibility. These hands don't pay for Battering Bolt. Not even freely loaded off of Tar Pit Trap. Unfortunate. I hate when they lead with Kodachis. It's so counter to what Frailty Trap is trying to do. And we kind of do want to leave Frailty open so that we can tar pit into load Searing and at least make that our turn. So let's just say no blocks on this Kodachi. We'll try to Arsenal the Frailty instead. Or no, we can't Arsenal Frailty. What am I saying? Our turn has to be Tar Pit, Frailty, load Searing. And we're blocking with Batterings as well. So I guess we will just Tar Pit. I guess. Or we just take the turn to full block out again, but then we're losing so many resources. Like, it's not like we were playing the Batterings anyway, I guess. We could Bullseye in the Searing. That doesn't sound good. So we probably just take the complete off turn. Yeah, I think let's just take the off turn. I'm not really sure shooting Searing is that important. I'd kind of rather just play out other things, Arsenal Battering Bolt, and make sure we at least get that value off. 2 card 6 is pretty good. So this triggers, not super relevant, but at least protects us from the other Kodachi as well. So basically a D-React for 2. Pretty low value. If we ever let anything hit, they just go get freaking Bonds. Bonds is so good. And they have 2 reds left in the deck. In terms of Flusterfisks, they've got 1 red here, 1 red here. So they've got 1 more Bonds to just kind of blow out high value play. They do have that. I think we can just block like this. And they have it naturally anyway. Okay. Well, Flusterfisk is at least not a playline they have anymore. They're going to banish this copy. They'd have to dojo a Flusterfisk back in, but then they can't banish one to pull it again. So in terms of making Bonds just like a 2 card or a 1 card 8 doesn't happen again. And it's not even a 1 card 8 in this hand because it's a yellow, so it's a 1 card 7. And that's still pretty darn strong. Interesting. That card is so good. That card is so good. Do you have Feigned Death in this matchup? I have it in the list, I believe. Or maybe it's in the other list, but I didn't bring it in. I really don't have much confidence in using Trench for the resource. Like, having that baked into your game plan just feels so bad. Like, yeah, I'm going to just trench away a card for a resource. You're trading your arsenal for a red, basically. I don't think that's really worth building around as like a true part of your game plan. Because that's just really bad card efficiency. It's definitely not a Crown of Seeds, right? But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Trench like built around actually playing like Oasis or Brothers in Arms or Feigned Death does make sense. But it's not something I'm doing. Okay, what am I saying here? They chose 100 wins, which is also their last 100 wins. Trench Death Dealer is Crown at home. True. Oh, this is interesting. It doesn't actually... I mean, it lets them Katsu, I guess, with that last card. And then what do they get? Another 100 wins? Is that even possible? I thought they're out. Because there's 1 here, 2 here. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to react. Let's see what they get. I don't think it's high value. Oh, Winds of Eternity. Okay. No, they want to play 100, yeah. I mean, this is fine, right? We can let this hit, and then we'll just tar pit trap on the wins. And then no hit effect goes through. Not mask, not wins. I think that's fine. That should feel pretty good. Man, it took forever to play out this turn. I think that's my bad. It's my bad, it's my bad. Okay, pretty sure it negates both hit triggers. Right? The next time an attack action card hits this turn, effects don't trigger. Yeah, so it should catch everything. It should catch... What? Wait a second. Oh, it doesn't have go again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, sorry. Oh man. Oh man, that should have been on what's it called? 100 wins. Rip. Yeah. What did I say? I'm so out of it after this weekend. What did I say? Oh, that's just so bad. So bad. Why am I on stream right now? Please, everyone, do the opposite of what I'm doing. I implore you. I implore you. Yeah, actually, there's just like no reason to not tar pit on the 100 wins. It should have just been 100 wins because it would have blocked 3 cleanly, and then the entirety of the hit effects on Winds of Eternity just doesn't happen. Oh yeah. Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love learning what not to do. Education at its finest. This is great. Then I'm here for you. Then I should just do a 24-hour stream. And by the 24th hour, I will be playing the Ira Precon and losing to a bot. That's where we'll get to. I'll be losing to the Data Doll simulator on Talishar single player by the 24th hour. Well, this is awfully suspicious, isn't it? Probably a Razor Reflex. We can at least do something about that. The tar pit wouldn't actually count, because it doesn't have go again unless this hits. Oh my god. I mean, we still do it, obviously. Feels so bad. Oh my good lord. The double razor. The double razor. Oh yeah. I should have played around that. I definitely should have played around that. Don't worry, I went 0 my pre-release. Yeah, I didn't though. I did really well this weekend. I picked up freaking 3 Azuris. 3 Azuris. I won 2 pre-releases. And then won the giveaway at the 3rd one. I'm not bad, I swear. I'm not bad, I swear. It is just like infinitely harder to pause work and try to jump into streams of a deck that I'm obviously not very good at. It is a tough life out here. First world problems. Well, I can just let mass trigger. That can be a thing I just let happen. Or I can give up battering bolt. That can also be a thing I let happen. I mean, Dishonor still comes in for what, 4? If Bonds was the last card. So they draw and it just goes to Arsenal. Alright, we can just hope it's a trash card. Go ahead, draw your card. Let's just hope it's trash. Do it. Seems like a lose-lose. Oh yeah, this game was a lose-lose on turn 0. Hard truth of the matter. Hey, but last game we came back from like a almost 20 life deficit. We're turning up the crank. We're gonna try a 30 life deficit and see if it's possible. See if it's possible. It's all about limit testing. How good is Riptide really? Can he carry a trash player at 30 life deficit to victory? Putting a lot of faith into you, Riptide. It's a tough question. Tough question. Alright, yeah, this hand's pretty non-functional. Love it. Don't you love lining up a battering bolt, but they just played out double razor reflex? That's just creme de la creme. It is the perfect sequence of events. Yeah, should I just like nuke my own hand and negate my ability to block? That seems pretty par for the course, but we're not going to. We're not going to. I couldn't actually rock slide because that has to be from Arsenal. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's one of the goodies. With the additional hoops to jump through. The only reason that card is in the deck is for the grind game where it is a forced trigger, no matter if your opponent pays for it or not. It is not a card you want in like any other situation. It's just a blue to fit some of the resource curve you need. But the deck mostly runs off yellow, which we don't have in this hand, which we actually don't have room to really play anyway, to be fair. Maybe we can fatigue out the Katsu at 8 life. I sense it. But then again, they play all those new cards. The ones that, what is it, like Visit the Dojo or whatever? Yes, that's probably not possible then. Probably not possible. They are 12 cards down though, and if Limited taught me anything, you can just stop playing the game and your opponent will run out of steam. Then again, they have Kodachis, so never mind. This really smells like their last Razor, but that's probably not the case. Arsenal Premeditate just does absolutely nothing. So, screw it! We're over-blocking, because Arsenal Premeditate doesn't do anything. Unless we actually got to keep a larger hand, where we could pre-med into buff into load, which at this point in the game, I don't think would ever happen anyway. And we didn't even have a zero-cost arrow here, so wasn't possible. Wasn't possible. Alright, are there about like 30 frailty traps left in our deck? Because if so, we might be able to pull it off. Does Riptide ever use New Horizon? Not much. It comes up maybe like twice per game. You can play for it on turn 0, and then you can try to set up like a pretty decent pivot with it, where you've got like a, you know, Falcon Wing or like a Bolt and Shot ready to go face up, and then like a trap face down. That can feel pretty decent. But turn by turn, no, I don't think you really like play for New Horizon. I tried a bunch of other headpieces. I tried Arcanite Skullcap and actually liked it quite a bit. Tried Crown. Crown's always good. But New Horizon was the most unique in that you actually can do something, you know, Ranger specific beyond just block value, which is set up a large hand. So like, why not? Why not? Doesn't come up much, but the fact that it does come up at all is kind of unique. Well, there's no way that's the end of their turn. They did use all 3 razors though, so maybe it is. Well, I can't say no blocks because then they'll Breeze Rider boots it. They have 1 Ancestral left, so I can't just block. I mean, I can block 5, sure. And then my turn becomes Scout, Load, Shoot. It's all we got. It's all we got. There's no difference in, like, Scout, then pay for Death Dealer here, then shoot. I guess the one difference is if we draw the Fabled, which I don't think we are likely to, because we pitched that on, like, turn 2, and we're not into second cycle yet, but we have drawn quite a bit. And we did shuffle because of Quiver. So actually, we should Death Dealer first, or Death Dealer as part of the turn, just in case we draw the Fabled, so that we can get it out of our hand. And not be stuck with a non-block. The one reason to Death Dealer. I mean, the reality is we can't actually fatigue out the Katsu. They have Kodachis, so there's no reason to go that route. But it's cute. Alright, let's see if the Fabled's on top of our deck. It's not. Alright, it's a 2-block. That bodes well. It could still be Ravenous Rabble, Sigil, Sigil, Fabled. Alright, I like that they are blocking. I don't really know why they are. They have a lot of room to fight back here. But if they're going to block with their last Ancestral and a red Bonds, I will take it. I will take it. I think what they're really doing is making sure my Blood Rot trap never triggers anymore. Man, that's so odd. They block 2, they let Blood Rot through. Wow, okay, so we likely do die before we can get this off. But we do have the potential hand here where we can play the Ravenous, or rather the Bullseye in Bolton, Ravenous load the next Bolton, and try to make a 3-card 13 happen. We do have that. I doubt it happens, but maybe it does. Let's see. Mugenshi. Alright, well, we know it can't be Ancestral, so I kind of want to just take it. Just to kind of get this game over with. I really shouldn't, though. There's no reason to take it. But a 3-card 13 sounds so juicy. I shouldn't do it. Shouldn't do it. Because going to 1 just makes Kodachis so much better. Oh, I guess they can Breeze Rider. That's fair. Yeah, it's not just about Mask. They can Breeze Rider and actually make the turn wider. Nah, it's okay. We were never actually blocking 4, so it is what it is. I think they always Breeze Rider, though. If they don't, then they respect the Blood Rot damage, but I think they probably do. I guess this could be like a 1 cost that doesn't make sense. That'd be the one thing. Okay, yeah, so... they did take 2 damage from Blood Rot Pox. Okay. So our turn is just 2-card 8. Arsenal Pitfall Trap. Well, I say 8. This is probably going to reveal a blue, isn't it? Let's be honest. No, Premeditate. Okay. Here we go. I wonder if the Bullseye was worth it. Probably not. We're likely to get like one situation where we're on a 1-card hand and we just Bullseye in, like a 0 cost, now coming in for 5. Like we've got the Searings, we've got the Endless Arrow, right? Yeah, so it wasn't worth it. I mean, that's assuming we live long enough. We probably just won't. Okay, but look at the gap. We're closing the gap. We are closing the gap. Could have Death Dealer played Premeditate. Oh, that's so fair, because we knew that was there. Yep, there you go. There you go, chat. Very true. That was just strictly better. 3 damage lost. 3 damage lost. They probably have the Natural Whelming, but we know they don't have attack reacts, so... Yep, there's Natural Whelming, but even so, this should block it fine. Kind of want to just hope Pitfall triggers. I don't think it will, but we'll wait for it. Yeah, I just lost 3 damage. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. Well, both of these will trigger, which is interesting. They obviously pay. I mean, they've got Tunic as well. And if that's a natural Lord of Wind, then yeah, it is what it is. Man, that's so unfortunate, actually. We lost 3 damage, and it's actually kind of getting close. But of course, they had natural winds. Natural winds. Okay. Nothing we could do about that. Really closing the gap, though. Very much closing the gap. We're just now deep into Kodachi lock. Deep into Kodachi lock. Sigil's gonna help us play around that, though. Heck yeah. We got the Sigil going. Do we have one more Sigil as well? Nope, that's the last one. And we don't even have a, like, bullseye target on this hand. That's gonna be it. And they got the shuffle off on Lord anyway, right? Or did they have to pay for the Lord shuffle? Oh yeah, so they didn't get the shuffle off. That's okay. We still just died of Kodachi's. This doesn't actually trigger, unfortunate. I can't believe how badly I played this game, and it's still this close. There's a world where we didn't waste 3 damage, we didn't give him a free arsenal, we didn't miss block Winds of Eternity, and look at the difference, right? Those are like the 3 obvious mistakes. The 3 obvious mistakes. And the game's still pretty tight. Well, that's never gonna happen. Unfortunate. We kind of do want to use it now, though, so we get the Pitfall Trap in Arsenal as an option. Maybe we can keep Bullseye for Falcon Wing to swing back. Maybe. They don't have any reactions left, is the reason Spike Pit's fine to just use like that. They've used all 3 Ancestrals, all 3 Razors. So it never actually works. Because, like, the Katsu hit trigger is not a reaction either, right? And they don't have breaking skills. So it's just a way to load Pitfall in that hand. Very, very unfortunate. Well, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Just the massive blunders, and we're still almost there. And CNC that we can actually survive through. Okay. Our opponent is letting us dream. They're letting us dream. Sure. That's the end of their turn? No, it's not. Yeah, come on. They shouldn't be that afraid at 7 life. Come on. Shouldn't be that afraid. Oh my good lord. We are lucky we have cards that are not traps. Thank goodness. Alright, opponent. You got me in Kodachi lock. Let's see it. You got me in Kodachi lock. It's up to you now. I believe. We've got this darn Plague Hive that ain't gonna do nothing. Uh-huh. Well, it has go again. They have 3 cards in hand. We are dead. But let's go ahead and load Plague Hive. Let's make the most out of it. Really let them know that we die. Actually, no. Yeah. Let's make it look like we misplayed to die here. That's fine. So we misplayed so much that let's give them the satisfaction. Give them the satisfaction of, oh no, the blunder. I arsenaled my last card in hand. Little do they know, it didn't block anyway. You do not end your turn there. Come on, opponent. Come on, opponent. There you go. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful game. GG. Wow. The 3 massive misplays. Dang. Turn 0 gave you Arsenal. Was kinda GG. Lamau. Alright. Look at this. This is actually kind of an interesting stat. Even after all that, we maintained 4 damage per card, almost full average value turn cycle of just 12 per hand, into pushing 4 per card. That's not awful. I mean, like, that is just good math baseline, but our terrible plays couldn't make good math carry us. Unfortunate. Good game, though. Good game. Well, I normally have to call it after 2 games, and I'm playing, like, it just ain't right. It just ain't right that I think I do have to call it after that. Very unfortunate. I was hoping that I'd hit some, like, energetic stride switching on the stream here, but I really did have just such a long weekend. I kind of needed maybe a break day, and today was probably that break day, but I appreciate everyone tuning in anyway, because at the end of the day, like, Flesh and Blood's fun. Hopefully some funny moments, but just for anyone who didn't catch the beginning of it, I did walk away at pre-release with 3 Azuris. I promise you I don't suck at this game. I promise you. I won 2 pre-releases, and then I won the raffle at the last one, and even pulled a quiver. And so that was the inspiration of trying to run Riptide today. There you go. Come on, camera. I did pull the quiver. So I do want to play this hero more, but boy oh boy, can I not do it with, like, negative energy and in the middle of a workday. Riptide's something else. I can play Levia in the middle of a workday because it's just like brain off, know the patterns. But this is tough. This is tough. So appreciate it, you know, sticking with me and all that. But my hair kind of tells the whole story. I am, like, so just out of it. But it was fun. It was fun, and I need to stick to a schedule, right? Whether I'm out of it or not, gotta stick to a schedule because I like the streams, and hopefully you all do too. And I want to make them more consistent and more consistent quality as well, which today might not have quite hit, but that's all right. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Back to work on this long Monday. I have, like, another 4 hours of work to do, so that'll be wonderful. Enjoy your days wherever you are, and I'll catch you Wednesday. Goodbye.